Hey, first grade, are you ready for your spring week 13 lesson? Now, before we get started, I want to instruct you need a Ziploc bag, some scissors, and some kind of sculpting material like modeling clay or Play-Doh or salt dough. And I am going to break in for a moment and talk about this. So, I want you, my students, and I want all moms and dads who are listening to understand that I know not everybody can or has had the ability, the chance to go get some modeling clay or Play-Doh or maybe hasn't been able to make anything. It's okay. I am not trying to add extra stress to you or anybody because you think that you have to do this project. If you cannot do it, it's okay. I want you to work on another 2D artwork for me. Make another amazing drawing that I know you guys can. Find one of the birds that you really liked and see if you can make one. Or draw one. Or draw another birdhouse. Or do both. So it's okay, I promise. You don't have to do the sculpture if you don't have the supplies. These are the kinds of things, though, that, I mean, really, any one of these is fine. If you have Play-Doh, if you make some salt dough, or if you have any kind of modeling clay, any one of these works for this. So it's okay, really. So let's talk. So let's do a little review. In the design process, art is part of empathize. We are helping you make personal connections to things, or well, to your expedition in particular. And your expedition information, you guys have been working with the amazing bodies of birds. And we've been learning how to draw many different birds, and we've been learning how to draw them in the correct sizes. Our learning targets have been I can observe basic shapes in nature to help with my drawing, and I can draw a bird with good proportions. So we are going to, if you're able to do the sculpture with us, is that we are going to be making a little version of a bird. Oops, sorry, bird sculpture. Now I admit that right now this bird is probably kind of a little basic. We'll put some more details into it. So we're not going to go crazy detailed with things, but we're going to try. We're going to attempt it. Some people have used this kind of stuff before. Maybe you sit down and play with Play-Doh all the time at your house. It's okay. That's great. This might be brand new to you. If it's brand new to you, welcome to a new experience. So let's look. I'm going to talk you through some of the steps, and then I will show you on the video too, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our sculpting supplies. So that means your Play-Doh or your clay or whatever it is that you're going to do. And we're going to make 3 small balls, 1 big ball, and then 1 medium ball. We'll roll these balls. You can make them into actual balls instead of just chunks. Roll the big ball in your hands until it gets smooth. And then we'll push it down a little bit and make an oval. And that can become the body. You'll roll the medium ball until it is smooth. And then that will become the head. And we'll take our thumbnail and we'll push it down around the sides and make it a neck. The other 3 balls, the small balls, we're going to excuse me, we're going to press down until they are flat. 2 of them are going to become wings, which is why you're going to need scissors. And then the last part will become the tail. So let's take a look at how this will present. So again, let me move my camera down. So this is just that Play-Doh that I had. I want, that's going to become my big ball. It's the most. This is going to become the medium. A little bit more. That'll become the medium one. And then, like I said, we're going to need 3 smaller balls. And if you end up with extra, That's okay. Just put it aside for right now. So, is that focus? Trying to. Get my hand there. Okay. So now, first step. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to roll in my hands until it becomes a smoother ball. And it doesn't have to be a perfect ball. You can always take your fingers and smooth some of this out. Alright, so once you have your ball, press down just a little bit, and that's going to make it a little bit more squished. I mean, that's okay. And we're going to try and make it a little more like an oval than an actual ball. So that's going to be the body of the bird. I'm going to take my medium, once again, roll, roll, roll. Now that I've got the medium sized, it's going to go at the end of the oval, not in the middle, not standing up like this, but we're going to make it kind of right about here. And I want you to, this is what I mean by take your thumbnail or your fingernail, and you're going to push it down all the way around. Keep going until you get back to the beginning. And now that head should stay on a little bit better. If you just put one ball on top of another piece, it's going to eventually start falling off. But if you kind of push it together like we did there, it will start to stay together better. Now, you can also take your finger and you can pat. And especially if you have, this is Play-Doh. So if you're just patting it with your fingers, you can smooth it out some. If you have those bumps in it, I'm not going to count it against you. Now, another thing that I'm doing is I'm trying to take my finger and pushing the pieces of Play-Doh together. This just makes them stick together better. Alright, so gone back around. We now have a bird's head on a bird's body. And let's work on these. Remember, these are going to be, two of these are going to be the wings. One of these are going to be the tail. And part of it's going to become the beak. If you have any left over and you have enough for the beak, go for it. I mean, you can just make a little coil, kind of like this. Cut it in half and you can give your bird a beak. If you have Play-Doh and you have different colors, yes, you are welcome to use different colors. Ta-da! Got a beak. Alright, so let's look at those. So I'm going to make that into a ball. But then I'm going to press it down with my hand and make it kind of an oval. This is where we're going to take my scissors. Please, please, please be careful. And we're going to kind of cut a triangle at the end, because even though we said birds have wings that are kind of like ovals, they're not a perfect oval. So here's the front of the wing. Here's going to be the back of the wing. I'm going to place it against the bird's body. Remember, we've been drawing the bird's wings right next to their, on the back, and the same thing we did with the head. We're going to push and kind of blend that together on the top part, and you can leave that back open because that's the wing. And if you want to, you can also take your pair of scissors, or if you have like a pen that doesn't really write, and you can draw on your bird a little bit. You could always, of course, decorate. Ta-da! A little bit better. And let's do the, see, you'll have some extra pieces. That's okay. So I'm going to make that into another wing. Again, squish it down. I'm going to take that and cut that up. And the wing's gonna go on the other side, of course. And once again, I'm just taking my finger and kind of pushing it, blending it together. And now we've got a bird with two nice little wings. You can add details to that wing too. And let's give it a tail. So I'm going to take scissors and make it a rectangle shape. And then I will put, now I will warn you, Play-Doh does not stand up terribly easy. Your bird's tail may droop. Yeah, mine's drooping. And that's fine, because I'm just going to put it down so that it's falling down back behind it. And ta-da! We have drawn, not drawn, ha ha ha, Miss France. We have made ourselves a nice little bird sculpture. So, now that you've watched that one and you've seen the beginning of how to make a bird, you are welcome to experiment, make your bird. In fact, you can actually make your bird. See if you can find some details. If you made a bird with me a few weeks, about 2 weeks ago. So if you made a bird with me, by all means, make your bird. Now, I would love for you to hold on to this bird. So keep your sculpture. That's one of the reasons why I wanted you to get a Ziploc bag. Put it in the Ziploc bag. Sorry, just realized that light was still there. And hold on to it. If it falls apart, it's okay. You can glue it. Promise. So I'd like for you to hold on to your sculpture. Try not to lose it. All right? Thanks, guys.